No, it's not free.
It's not. Oh,
Nah,
maybe
it
I'm
ain't
paying for
free. It ain't free, man.
And I'm telling you, man, we got to make our own. What is this on the
Right.
screen? Shoot, Brad, it's about to just
Boom, boom.
stop. Oh, so the loop button don't work no more. Oh, okay, I got it.
On my way. Just got a YouTube notification.
You did? Oh, okay. So it's that time. It's that time, man. I know Meat Boy's in here, so you know it's that time. you know when Meat Boy rolls up, you know what time it is. Rad singing "On My Way" is the gold. Is gold is the gold. You singing "On My Way"? Is that Aretha Franklin?
No, I was listening to Don Tolliver.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The Don Tolliver.
I know Don Tolliver. Yeah. Okay, don't copyright me now. Don't do me like that, does it?
It was only 10 minutes of the song.
Yeah, it's already over, man. That's it.
It was actually it was 1 second. You know what? 1 second, bro. If they tripping over 1 second, then we got problems, okay?
Man, you know how YouTube is, man. But maybe you don't know. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, it's Greg the Egg. Oh my God, he's Meat Boy now. Man, all right, I'll rock with it. It's unique, so I'll be able to. I don't know. My guy. I thought it was Rusted Root, but who's guessing? All right, Brad, he's talking to you, man. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
What we talking about?
He said I thought it was
Rusted Root, but guessing who's guessing? What up, guys? Sup, Dion and Red? What happened? What's happening? What it do?
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. You ready for this, Brad?
Dude, I stay ready. Yeah.
Let's
stay ready. Yo, bring us in. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening? Let's get it.
All right.
Chicago Bears were discovered in 1812.
Yo, Dose.
With only 3.
You always doing some random ish, bro.
That's the intro.
What is wrong with you?
That's the intro.
What it do? What it do? We back. You're tripping. They tripping. Yes. I might be tripping, but hey, I'm happy. Be alive. Let's get it going. Welcome back to Last Second Dose, where y'all know what we doing the most. It's Rad out here in Rip City, Portland, Oregon, big repping them Detroit Lions. My gray hair look like I got like some lint in my chin there, but that's gray hair, everybody, just to let y'all know. But dang, it's kind of popping. Anyways,
okay.
Chill out,
man.
Chill out. It's only popping.
Oh my
It's only popping. I got that guy, Dose of Dion. What's happening, baby? What it do?
Yeah, I wonder with all these updates, with all these StreamYard updates, if we can like get rid of that little delay between you saying, people
You're tripping.
Yeah, because it kind of just like sits there for a second.
You're tripping. That's like 2 years old too, man. We need to retire. I like that retired.
Dodge Shop, you can get the shirt. Your tripping shirts.
Ooh.
Yep. Well, what are we doing today, man?
We're doing a NFL mock draft 1.0. 1.0. We're about to be GMs.
Okay.
Every team's GM.
You
dig?
I do. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I think the teams that I draft for are gonna be happy. I don't know about your side. I don't know.
Man, you know I'm a draft guru, Playboy. I'm a guru, bro.
Man,
I'm a guru.
Real quick, my man, he emailed me, sent me a new Discord. I'm gonna join that. I didn't know if it was still a thing or not. I don't think you responded to my email, so I wasn't sure if that was a go. But I'll join it for sure. My man Meat Boy is in the building. Dante, look at that. You seen that movie Madagascar? I'm wearing my new Detroit Lions draft hat. Hey, the new draft hats look pretty good. They look pretty.
I haven't seen it.
Man. I mean, usually the draft hats are pretty trash, to be honest. So it's like, the bar wasn't really high. Not for the Lions, but I'm just saying in general. But, I think they're solid. gray hair is a symptom of being a Lions fan. So maybe that's what you're dealing with.
I think you're right, Bo. You're right.
You pointing to a chat? I can't click
Detroit
those
fan,
things,
man.
unfortunately, John.
Detroit fan, man.
Let him know.
Explain to him.
Okay, so yeah, this is what's he asking? Did you guys already do a mock?
Doing mock. So we're doing.
You let him know. Yeah.
You let him know.
Okay. Chat. So here's what we're doing. This is terrible.
You let him know.
We're doing a mock draft today, 1.0. All right. No, I'm playing. No, we're doing a mock draft 1.0. The reason this is 1.0 is because the other ones have been Lions mock drafts. This one is going to be the first round of this year's draft for every team, which does affect the Lions. This is our y'all see it. You know how CBS does it? CBS does something similar. They do it similar, right? So they go around, they panel it. So Rad will go, then I'll go back and forth. They pick for each team, which essentially is going to affect our pick to who we get. But it's more of a predictive mock, and we're going to follow this up to the draft. Right before the draft, I think we're planning to make like our final predictive mock, and then it's just I think this is a good opportunity to talk about players because Chad, I know it's kind of always like when we do our mocks. We kind of go down our specifics, and then some people are like asking about certain dudes. So this is a chance to just talk about a lot of guys, scenarios, and then that's what this is going to be. But we're also going to do it for the Lions too. We're going to do a predictive mock for the Lions Monday. That's the plan. Mm-hmm. We'll see, but we're planning for Monday, and that'll be the same thing just for the Lions. But instead of it just being kind of just us making trades and stuff, it's going to be like us predicting who the Lions are going to take. Maybe not who we want, but who we predict based on what we think of Brad Holmes or what the needs are, whatever it may be. So that's coming Monday. But we're 2 weeks out officially today. So this is our 2 weeks out round one mock for every NFL team. Oh, quick update. Actually, no, Brad, we did say that we were going to do a mock tournament, mock the mock kind of thing. It's something that we came up with, I think, right after the stream. So maybe you don't know about this. I put it on Twitter. You guys can send in your mock drafts to me or Rad through the email I put in there, dosebegaming@gmail.com. You can add us on Twitter. Send us your mocks. We're going to do a tournament style, 1-versus-1. So your mock will be thrown up against someone else. We will use YouTube so that you guys can vote which one you like better. And the one that wins will move on, and we'll keep throwing mocks against each other to you as the best mock. So that's going to be a thing. But the issue, it's going to be sweet. But the issue I ran into, I didn't realize. So chat, you'll have to let me know what mock draft simulator do you use? Put that in the chat right now. If you make mock drafts, what simulator do you use? Because I know a lot of them are now charging, and I want to make it like universal. So if there's one that everybody can use that's free, we'll do that because then everybody's on the same playing field. Right. And then finally, I also am planning to do a giveaway.
The prize, yes.
So right before the draft, probably like a few days before, maybe the day right before, we're gonna do same thing, predictive mock, but not versus each other. You're gonna try to predict the players that the Lions draft. So it's not necessarily like where, because we don't know where things are gonna shake up, but whoever guesses the most players correctly is going to win a Lions like mini helmet. So you just got to guess the players. We'll give you like the 9 draft picks we have. Spot doesn't really matter. It's just you have to get as many players as you can. So if that makes sense. I'm
seeing PFN and PFF.
PFN, that's actually go. Okay, let's do. Okay, Dante, is PFF free? Are you able to do this for free? Because Rad said it's not.
It's not. I just pulled it up.
Okay, so 7 round. We want to do a 7-round mock, chat. So let's do that. Let's use PFN. Let's use Pro Football Network because I know that one is free. It may be a little weird or whatever, but we'll use PFN. Everybody send them that way. If you send it with a different one, we won't take it because it won't make sense because you can't compare them directly. So send it through PFN. Oh goodness, Gino, why are we doing this?
No,
you know what? No, this is a good question though, right? You handle that.
No, Jared Goff is not draft day trade bait. No, bro. That's our quarterback next year. That's our quarterback who's going to lead us to the playoffs next year. No. Somebody asked, did we see what was going on with Saquon Barkley? You see Saquon's not signing his franchise tag.
I did see that. Yep. Now, here's something because I know you wanted to talk about this, and I want you to talk
Saquon.
About it. That man, Devin White, because I think this one is a guy you really like. I just saw a report, don't know if it's true, that's reportedly, and this will probably throw you off wanting him. He's looking for 18 to 20 a year, 18 to 20 million a year, and
okay, that right there, I'm done.
Yeah.
I like Devin White. I think he's a top tier off ball linebacker. I mean, we had our shot to go get Roquan, missed out on that, and then when the reports came out, they were saying top landing spots. Detroit was one of them. I would like to have Devin White, but at the price tag of $18 to $20 million a year, like, bro, you're not impacting the game that much to be getting that type of money. I see if you coming up with about 4 or 5 interceptions a year, throwing in 5 sacks. Like, you are good off ball, sideline to sideline. He's a beast. I like Devin White a lot. I do. I was talking to you earlier, like, I would like to go get him, but the reports of that contract coming out, like, no, come on, bro. That's dummy money.
That's tough.
And we do have some solid linebackers right now, but he would be the best one on our team. But for that price tag, I don't think it's worth it.
Right, and that it's kind of similar to that situation of Roquan, right? I mean, he's kind of the same situation. Like, we could do it, but it's just the price. I think the price will probably push us out of that because then you have to trade for him too, right? He's still under contract. I think he's just looking for the next contract that he gets to be then. But assuming if you're going to trade for him, you're going to give him an extension. You're not just going to trade for him and then let him go. So, yeah, I would assume that takes me out of it, but I think it does Rad too. Yeah,
it does.
Hey, feel free to talk draft chat, Lions draft. This will kind of be a preview because, like I said, Monday we're going to do our Lions predictive mock, and a couple picks we make here could be what we also predict next week. I don't know. Things change. And then there's something else I was going to say, but I completely forgot, man. He said extend Goff. Yeah, we can talk about that quarterback thing.
After this year. Let's see what he does this year, then we can talk about extend Goff.
See, Rad's crazy. Rad thinks it's a prove it year for Goff, and I don't.
I think it is.
Blame yourself on that one.
I think it is a prove year. Like, he played well last year. I thought he played very good last year. If he can back that up and play like he played last year a little bit better, I think he deserves an extension. This is a prove it year for Goff to me. The dude's 28.
Right. Young, man.
He's still got at least, I think he's still got at least 5 to 7 years. 7 years. He's not a mobile quarterback, so it's like, so it ain't like his legs is going to disappear. Arm strength may disappear a little bit, but above the shoulder should get better at that point. So, no, I'm not going to say I want to extend him yet. Let me see what he does this year. Then we can go from there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about it as we go through. Let's jump into it though, because I don't know how long this is going to take. We're kind of just going to do it as we go. But yeah, feel free, chat, throw anything in here. Rad's going to wait. I'm starting, right? Yeah, I'm starting this thing off.
Am I starting?
I'm starting, Rad. No, don't take my spot for me. I'm starting this draft. Wait. Is that wrong? No. Yeah, because you get 6. 1, 2, 4, 6. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look at Rad. This is what we got to deal with, man. This is what we got to do. He's trying to finesse me here. He's trying to get this.
I got 6
pick. I'm getting 18. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I want 18. It's okay. So here we go. We're picking for these teams. We're just using PFF. It doesn't matter because we're picking for every team. Wait, did I do this right? Why can't I pick? Okay, I did not do that right. All right, like go back. That's not it. Hold up. Did I do this all? One.
You did all.
I thought so, man. Why did?
Yeah, you marked everybody's phone. I seen you mark.
They were playing me on. Okay, here we go.
Got to start draft.
Now we're good. Now, I got. Okay, no. Wait. Oh, I'm showing the wrong. I got 2 simulators.
I'm like, you got to
go. What's going on? Okay, here we go. Now we got it. All right, here we go. So, we were talking about this, I think, a little bit. One of our earlier streams, I think, like last week, and I was saying, what do you guys think is going to happen here? I think it's turning more and more likely that this happens, and this is who's going to be the one pick. Carolina moved up for this pick, but I just think by the time we get there, it's going to feel like a no-brainer. I think Bryce Young goes number 1 in the draft. I understand he's undersized, and specifically his weight. Now, I don't know if I would love this if I was a Lions fan, okay? I know Rad's a big Kyler Murray guy. I don't know if I would love drafting a guy at this size, but I do think, like, I've watched C.J. Stroud. I don't think he's like, boom, like he's that guy. You already know he's not Trevor Lawrence. He's not on that. And I think Bryce Young is going to be looked at as the best quarterback, and they're just going to say, forget the size. We traded up to get him because I think he's just – You take away the size, he's more on I think he's just viewed as a different level of a guy like CJ Stroud. So it's not maybe as safe or whatever. I don't know if you can even be safe drafting a quarterback. Bryce Young goes number 1. All right, Red.
With the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select CJ Stroud.
That's a surprising pick right there.
They got to get a quarterback of the future. New head coach. You need your guy. Like when you're a new head coach, you got to be tied to a quarterback also. You got to get your quarterback. You got the number 2 pick. This is a good quarterback crop coming out. You have to get your guy. Like Mills, I'm not saying Davis Mills, he's not a bad quarterback, but that's not DeMeco Ryans' guy. Like you got to be tied to your quarterback when you are a new head coach.
Right.
So I think they need to go get their quarterback. So yeah, that's the pick right there.
All right. Flying through these first couple. I think we will. Pick 3.
There's a trade.
What you mean there's a trade?
The Detroit Lions want to move up that pick. Hey, the Detroit Lions want to move up. There's a trade. Brad Holmes.
I'm the Cardinals. I'm declining the trade.
Rad Holmes is on the clock, dog.
I don't care.
Rad Holmes is on the clock. You're not gonna hear us?
I'm not listening, man. All right, let me listen. What you got?
Dang, can you hear me?
Let me pull down the microphone. What you got?
Jeez, dang. I'm gonna give you 6, 55, and the next year.
All right, we're not accepting that trade. We are the Arizona Cardinals.
No, you can't. Hold on.
I hung up the phone.
Detroit,
man.
I'm calling back. I'm calling back from Dan's cell phone this time.
I unplugged the phone.
No, I'm emailing.
Wow.
There's a trade.
Our internet's bad, so you know how
there's a trade. Detroit wants to move up to pick 3.
They
want to move up, man.
They're gonna sit there at 6.
No,
they want to trade.
They want to move up. Oh my gosh, why they can't move up?
No, man, we don't care. You can offer us whatever you want. We're staying here.
That's messed up.
Unless we get Jared Goff. Are you gonna give me Jared Goff? All right, we'll stay here then. All right, pick number 3. We got the Cardinals.
That's so messed up.
What they really should be doing is taking a quarterback here, if we're being honest. All right, I know they have the extension with Kyler. It's not going to do it. It's going to be a mess. You know, if we're being honest, it's going to be a mess. They're not going nowhere with that situation. All right, but they're going to stay.
Brad Holmes wants to get his guy. Brad Holmes wants to get his guy, bro.
Brad Holmes get his guy at 6. You know, we're going to go to safe route at pick number 3, and we're going to take. I don't know, maybe probably the most complete edge rusher coming out right now. I still think there's things.
That's messed up.
No, someone cut him off. Here's the thing, all right?
That's messed up.
There's still things that can be cleaned up. Athletically speaking, I don't think he's like the unicorn in this draft, but he's going to be very productive. 3-down edge rusher. They need edge rush help. All right, we saw J.J. Watt retire, which was sad. Did you watch that? The Hard Knocks Red? That was sad, man. That last episode was really sad with Cliff Kingsbury left. So I'm trying to give them some joy. You know, give them a defensive president. It's a safe pick, but unless they're going to move out because they get Jared Goff, which we're not going to give them, we're sitting here at 3. So we're going to take Will Anderson. Hate to do it, but we had to do it. Right, you should be calm for the Colts, man. The Colts want to move up.
I was trying to move up.
Well, it was a climb.
I felt like I was giving good value, bro. I gave you a first, a second, and an extra 4th.
Honestly, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible.
How is that terrible? You're moving back 3 spots.
You know how disrespectful that is, Chad? Is that not disrespectful? You offered me an extra.
You're getting a 2nd. I would have gave you Minnesota's 3rd. You could have had our 3rd because our 3rd is going to be higher. I didn't want that. I wanted to move up and get. I wanted to get the guy. I wanted to get my guy.
Well, you can get your guy at 6.
All right.
This is the fun of the mock draft, Chad. Here we go. Pick number 4.
With the 4th pick of the NFL 2023 NFL Draft, Will Levis.
Wow.
The Indianapolis Colts.
That's interesting.
They need a quarterback, man.
Do they?
They got a good offensive line.
Minshew over there, you know.
He's playing backup.
Well, might be the starter.
Thank you, Giovanni. It was a good trade. I thought it was too. Thank you, bro.
The Cardinals declined it, so it was thank you. You got to spice up the offer. You got to get me listening. You know, you can't just go away like that. You ever seen draft day? You gotta.
I tried to call back, but you declined
down, man. You gotta be like, I'll give you 4 players, 3 pick. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
I tried to call you back, bro.
Well, you got Will Levis at 4, so I guess that's the Colts' future right there. Will Levis. Do you like Will Levis? I mean, I don't know how much you've watched Will Levis, but do you have any thoughts on him specifically?
I haven't watched a lot of them.
Like, because I think I don't think it's gonna happen, but there could be a world where the Lions
got a
have
solid
an option
arm,
to take him. He does have.
He's got a solid arm.
Yes,
I like his arm.
Well, there you go. That's pick 6.
Good NFL quarterback build. What is he? 6'3", 6'4", 220, 230. Like, so.
Yeah.
And I am taking Richardson at 6, Deuce.
Well, it's interesting, man. I mean, How I Train isn't feeling it. Well, I mean, that's good, right? You know, we're the Lions fans. We're not Colts fans. So if it's an L, it's an L for them, not for us, right?
Hey, they get quarterback. Quarterbacks get pushed up.
Quarterbacks sell tickets too, so Colts might sell some tickets with that kind of move, man. Right. They could use it. They really could. That moves us to 5. Seattle's on the clock. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so kind of knowing Seattle here, right? Where do I want to go with it? I'm kind of sitting between like 3 pieces at this one. I have kind of a wild card that I think I might go with here for the Seattle Seahawks. It might be too much of a wild card considering Pete Carroll's age. They won last year. Obviously, they were a playoff team this past season. I struggle to see them trying to replace Geno Smith this quickly, but I could also see it as well. Like it wouldn't not make sense for me to see that happening. But I know they also like them freaks, man. If you look at Seattle's draft history, Red, you know this. They get those dudes that they can be outliers, especially on the front. They like their big DNs. I think Tyree Wilson fits right into that.
That's what I was gonna say.
So to me, that makes a lot of sense.
Or Anthony Richardson to sit behind Geno.
And those are kind of the 2 I think I'm going between here. I'm gonna say Pete Carroll. He's older, right? I think he's in his 70s at this point. I'm pretty sure Geno Smith has a 3-year extension. So as much as I'm really thinking Richardson here, because it would be like a fun pick for the old guy, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is fun. Let's do something different. Tyree Wilson feels like the fit. I'm gonna go Tyree Wilson at 5. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. I think the wild card for me would be taking the quarterback there just to mix it up, spice it up a little bit. But I'll go with the big D end because
the Lions, Rad Holmes
on the other side.
Rad Holmes already called in his pick.
Oh,
he already called it in.
This is just last 2.
He's waiting for a commercial break. He's waiting for the commercial to end.
Yeah, the top 5. Yeah. All right. What do we got?
He's waiting. But really quick, I do feel like Seattle could have went offensive line too because they are continue trying to get that offensive line. Last year they did hit on a couple tackles.
Yes, they did.
They did take our boy Evan Brown, who I think has the potential to start. So I could see them possibly going offensive line. But I do like that pick because I think they do want some big DNs, Tyree Wilson. I think Myles Murphy is going to get jumped up in the draft. Like I know on mocks and stuff, they got him going in the 20s. I honestly think he's going to go in the top 15. I think he's going to go pretty higher than what they got him rated on PFF. But the Detroit Lions select our 3 technique of the future. We got a dog
discovered in 1812.
Yo, Dose.
With only 3.
The commercial's over. Who we got it to?
Oh, the commercial's over? Sorry. Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, baby. That's a win, baby.
Yeah. All right. Explain that one, man. Jalen Carter at 6. Obviously
I think that's the only pressing starting position we need is a 3 technique, an interior defensive lineman. Because, we talked about it. Like, if you think about every position we have on our roster right now, there's nobody where we really just need to push in for a starting spot except for that 3 technique. Mm-hmm. Tight end, we could possibly replace. We were talking about that. But, like, if you think receivers, quarterback, running backs, corner, safeties, like, we have starters. We have our starters locked in at every position. Obviously, they're going to compete in the camp to see who falls out to be the starters. But the 3 technique is where we really, really, truly need help. And I think they say he has some issues and stuff like that, but I think Dan Campbell and our staff will get his head right, get his weight back right.
Yeah.
The gaining of the weight was him just stressing of what's going on in the media and all that legal stuff. So you look at the kid's film, he's explosive. We just got to keep him. I think we just got to keep him motivated, and coming with us, that will motivate him. Being around Aiden Hutchinson, you're going to want to work.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Right.
Being around Aiden Hutchinson, he's going to work. So I don't have any issues. I don't want him to fall into that Nick Fairley. I've just seen Nick Fairley. I don't see Nick Fairley written all over him. I think he's in better shape than Nick Fairley. Nick Fairley looked like a big teddy bear, but the kid could play some football. Fairley did look like a big old teddy bear.
Hey, I don't know. I don't remember.
And I was happy with the pick back then too. I was happy with the Nick Fairley pick back then.
He was good for him, wasn't he?
He was. He dealt with some injuries, but he wasn't always consistent. That was Nick Fairley's part. He just wasn't consistent. But I mean, you get him around our guys, I think he's going to work, and I think we're going to see what he did in Georgia. He's going to be doing it for the Lions. So Jalen Carter's my pick, and I love the pick. I would have traded up to get Will Anderson. I'm not going to lie, but Jalen Carter fell to us, who's arguably the best player in the draft. Cool with it.
No, I mean, I think it's interesting too. We know how young he is. I saw they put that video on Twitter of him doing that windmill dunk in high school. So I was like, that's cool that they put that out there. But no, I mean, I'm with you. Like, again, the off the field stuff, something they're going to have to figure out, see how they feel about that. I do think we're one of the teams that can handle that. If there is a team that can handle that and buy in, that this guy, we'll be able to make this guy fit into the culture, and we'll help him out as a young player. If someone, I think this is the team that can, like you said, with Hutchinson. I know we don't have those vets there anymore, but it's the young guys' role now. It's those guys. But I'm with you in the fact that, as I say, if I'm just taking what I watch, I don't see a better defensive lineman in this draft. At least, and again, it's not all perfect to me. Like, I feel like there's guys that are like just more consistent in terms of being where they're supposed to be, but at the same time, it's like explosiveness, size, run defense, passer. I mean, it's just like, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a thing. Last night I was watching Anthony Bradford, LSU guard. Some of you guys have mocked him. He's like 330 pounds. And the first time I saw Jalen Carter line up against him, it was like, it looked a little disrespectful. I'm gonna be honest with you. So he popped him in the chest, like kind of jolted him back. He grabbed him, threw him on the ground. And that was the very first rep of that game. And I was just like, oh, dang. You just knew there was something different with that dude. So physically speaking, if it works out, the defensive line is disgusting. And like you said, it's our biggest hole. But at the same time, I also think it's not like, to my man, you don't draft for need. I'm with you there in a sense, but there's also two things that I always hear: that best player available, I always hear people say that, right, Rad? But where I always push back is best player available doesn't just mean best player available. Like, there is positions do have different value. Teams do throw that into when they put best player available, right? You can have a guy that you have ranked here as a tight end versus here as a cornerback, and that cornerback does have higher value. So their grading for certain teams are only going to grade into certain metrics because they can't put a guy at certain positions higher. It's all by the team. So I think that, but also on top of that, again, if you're asking me who the best player is, you could argue Jalen Carter's best player. It's just about the off the field stuff. So I don't think you force the DT with this pick, but we'll see if it pans out regardless though.
He's the best player available. They say people calling for Rad Holmes' head. Why? We're continuing to make our defense better.
Okay, presser.
I don't
Rad after really making that draft pick. It was one of these things where, we're not really sure if the off the field stuff, Brad. So we just wonder where your head was at with that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like we
brought the kid in. We brought the kid in.
Yeah. So here's the question.
We had a lot of conversations with him. I know what the question is. And after talking to Dan, me and Dan had a lot of conversations about the kid. Because his film, it just jumps off the screen.
All right, we're done with the questions.
We needed to know where his mentor was, and we feel good about it, so we made the pick. I talked to Martha.
Wait, chat. Throw in your media questions for Rad after this draft pick, man. We got
I don't need any questions in. He's the best player available.
It's day one. Every day, this is how it goes, Rad. As a GM, you understand
player
you have
available.
To do this. You signed a contract.
And he fits a need.
You have to do a media presser.
We killed two stones with one bird, okay?
Get your questions ready because
we killed two stones with one bird.
Okay, wait, hold up. Is it my draft pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right, we got the Raiders. They just brought in. Look, here's the thing, man. I could see this being a quarterback. I really could. I'm trying to think through this situation right now. What do I want to do with them? because I don't even understand why they went this way with their head coach, to be honest with you, but they did. They brought in Stidham, right? So, dude, I don't know about that one. I feel like with the background, the draft pick probably won't go where exactly we would expect with this one. In terms of like the quarterback here, it may be a little bit more of a safer route, which leads me to believe that this could be offensive line or cornerback. Like that kind of feels like where this thing is going to go.
I think it's Devin Witherspoon or Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think because of the position flexibility, I think it's got to be one of the two here. I'm gonna say they go with a little bit more of a premium position. I think Peter Scaronzi, who I was watching a little bit yesterday, like I feel like he's probably gonna go to guard. So then it's just like how do you draft that? I mean, I'm not saying you can't play him at tackle, but I think there's his highest ceiling is probably gonna be at guard to me. So at the same time, it's like how high do I want to draft that? And for them, we know how important cornerback is to those types of styles defensively. So we'll go cornerback here just because of the flexibility in terms of scheme with him. I think Witherspoon brings a great mentality. If he was a Lion, I would be great with it because I think he plays the right way. But I think for the versatility scheme wise, they go Gonzalez. So now, Rad, you back on the clock, man. Rad Holmes at pick number 8. Oh, here we go. Wait, chat. Hold up. Before we got a media presser. Let's address this real quick. I'll ask it for him. So this is from DT Fan Man. He says, "So Mr. Holmes, are the rumors true that the Cardinals disrespected your trade offer? And what strategies might you employ to improve your future trade negotiations? Because really the way that we saw it was." You know what I'm saying? Like it looked disrespectful. They hung up on you like 3 times is what we're hearing. All right. So you got to address that.
Yeah. Some teams may say that it was disrespectful. I thought it had good value. Dan thought it had good value. So we sent in the offer. Now, we weren't going to overpay for a pick because that's not how we run things around here. And they did hang up on us, and it's okay. It is okay. We still landed a great football player at 6, arguably one of the best players in the draft. So I'm okay with the disrespect, but the team we're building and we're going to put on the field on Sundays will whoop the Cardinals. Now you take that.
Dang, just like last year. Not last year. 2 years ago, 30-12. So, that's what you should have said on the phone. Hey, 30-12. As soon as you hung up. All right, Rad, you back on the clock, man. You got pick 8.
Atlanta. So Atlanta needs pass rush, I feel like. They got their cornerbacks of the future, Akuda, and Terrell.
Okay, quick thing on this, real thing. I got a quick point. I don't think they go quarterback here because
I don't think they're going quarterback.
It feels like they're going to give Ritter a shot, so I don't think they're going to try to replace him immediately.
I'm thinking either Van Ness or this is where Miles Murphy comes into play.
You said he's going to go early, so is this?
They need some pass rush. Now I'm just trying to figure out which one out of those two that I'm going to fall in love with.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, man. You got to get a guy that didn't start a game in college at 8, but also Miles Murphy isn't the cleanest thing yet. I mean, both of them are projects, but we have seen a Clemson guy go pretty high. Farrell,
Yeah, so Farrell from the Raiders.
that one did happen, so,
I'm thinking I'm going to go Miles Murphy here.
Man, all right. This is early. I like it. This is bold.
I mean, edge defenders go high. And I think he's going to get shot. I think he's going to get shot up the draft board. I'm telling you.
Why?
Because he's not a bad player. He needs some fine tuning here and there.
Absolutely.
Bears are taking Buddy from.
Okay, they might, because
or they're taking Ohio State's. I think they're taking a tackle here.
Well, I think they have to go.
It's your pick. It's your pick.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, what they just did with the whole situation of moving back. I'm glad they moved out of that spot. I would way rather play Justin Fields than have to deal with Bryce Young. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't want to have to deal with that. All right, I wouldn't want to deal with Bryce Young. I'm cool with dealing with Justin Fields. So they would have to go offensive line to kind of stick to what they originally set out. I'm pretty sure they moved Tevin Jenkins to guard, so I think that could play into it if they feel good about that. I know he's had his injuries, but They feel good about him there. I think they may lead more of the tackle direction, but understanding like that offense, all the pocket moving that they like to do with Justin Fields, I think Peter Skoronski is really good in those spots, man. I think he really like he's so smooth to the second level, man. You see, he can bounce around that line. They just need something that's probably just like stick in, no questions. He's gonna be good, even if it's a guard. He's gonna be good. So I'm with you there, man. I take Peter at number 9 to Chicago.
I'm on the clock with Philly Dilly. All right, Philly. I don't
know, man. Run it back. Hey,
Philly here. I mean,
are they the favorites?
There's a couple people, a couple places. So honestly, I think I got 2 players that come to mind here, and I think y'all gonna be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
They just lost Miles Murphy.
I know where you're going with this.
I think they're going to take Bijan Robinson right here, bro. They're about to try to stay explosive on this offense. They're taking Bijan Robinson. This is who I think they're going to take. If not, I could see Cansey going here. Let me tell you why.
Wow.
They got big Jordan Davis.
Yep.
Okay, you pair him up with Jordan Davis. Fletcher Cox is getting old. Okay,
1-year deal.
They lost Hargrave.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they brought in Sue. They brought in all those interior D linemen to make that playoff push.
Yeah.
You insert Cansey here. So when Fletcher Cox is ready to go, you got Cansey and Jordan Davis as your interior D tackles moving for the future. So I could see Cansey or Bijan Robinson going here. I kind of want to lean towards Bijan because they just lost Miles Sanders and they just want to stay explosive offensively.
They got Gainwell, you know. They
do.
Gainwell. They got Boston Scott over there, you know.
But that ain't Bijan.
It's not Bijan, that's right. But it's a weird thing. It's not a Philly thing to take him at 9 at 10, but I'm not against this idea. If they're going for right now, it would be kind of nasty to have Bijan and Taylor.
That's what they're going. They're trying to keep these boys off balance.
Okay. So this is the shock right here.
I don't know. It's either Cansey. Because the Cansey one to me makes sense too, man. I'm sorry I'm taking a while, but the Cansey one makes sense. It really does because you got your D tackles for the future.
And also think to that.
And they lost their pass rushing D tackle to San Francisco.
Yep. Well, I mean, and they have bigger D tackles over there, which I think would be the point against it. But when they did bring Hargrave over, it's definitely more of an attacking style defensively than what it was when Hargrave was with Pittsburgh. So he's at very least he's a rotational pass rush guy, and you know they like their linemen.
This is hard. I'm sorry.
Detroit Sports Talk. What's up, man? What's up, Cam? Kaden?
They're going.
They're going
Bijan Robinson.
Wow. Okay, chat. Here we go. Where's he even at on this thing? Bijan. There he is. Running back. All right, so Rad, after that horrible pick at number 10, man, do you feel like you should be on the hot seat?
No, I'm not gonna speak for the Eagles. I mean, I'm not.
Well, you are the Eagles GM.
I'm not speaking for the Eagles. I'm not doing pressers for the Eagles.
All right.
I mean, I think they could. I really do think I could see Philly pulling the trigger on there just to keep that offense super explosive. Now you got to worry about Robinson, Hurts, AJ Brown, Smith. Like there's array of weapons.
Oh yeah.
I could see that pick happening. I'm telling you, I could see that pick happening. So they just stay explosive, or they can go Cansey to be ready for when Fletcher Cox is done.
That's interesting, man. I never even really thought of Cansey to that spot, but
and Sanders is gone. Miles Sanders is gone.
So here we go. This is where things get wild, Rad. And I love that this happened because we're not making trades. At pick 11, this is easy for me. Anthony Richardson to Tennessee.
Yep.
The issue I have is I think they would prefer if they're going to get a quarterback this high to kind of know what he is after what they've gone through. But Tannehill is one year left. Malik Willis is not the future. Anthony Richardson could be. Dude, I just feel like if I was Vrabel, like, okay, I got other needs. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, at some point, it's like, dude, We have to be able to do something else. And it's just like he's sitting there. We didn't have to move. We don't know if it's gonna hit, but my goodness, we need to try something different at this spot. And a lot of times they're too good to have the opportunity to take a actual, like, they don't get high in the draft because they're always a playoff team. But it's just every time it's like, they couldn't do it. Forget it, man. We'll go Anthony Richardson because he's sitting there. I think I don't know. I feel like this is just kind of a frustration pick if you're Vrabel. Like, dude, just give me a dang quarterback. So there you go. I mean, they don't even care what they did last year. They're like, dude, we need a quarterback. So there we go, Rad. Pick number 12. You got Houston.
All right, Houston.
Yeah.
I drafted CJ Stroud. I want him to continue to be comfortable with this NFL process. I traded Brandon Cooks. I don't have a receiver. So why not pair him up with this guy, JSN?
My bad, Brad. I'm sorry. You was asking who went to the Colts. You took Will Levis to the Colts. So I was
Colts, Will Levis. JSN. Pair him up with CJ Stroud. Get that Cincinnati Bengal love going. They need a receiver. I'm going JSN right there.
I mean, that makes sense. That does make sense because, yeah, I mean, it just makes all the sense. I mean, if you're going to go down that route, might as well go. And plus, like, okay, they need a top receiver. I don't think they really have that on the outside, right? They don't really have that in general. He's probably more of a slot, but they just need a dog at receiver.
They need somebody.
They need someone that's consistent, that can just step in. And in a weak receiver class, I think at the top, that makes sense because he's still there. All right, 13, we got the Jets. They'll probably have Aaron Rodgers, so I don't think they're going to give up this pick. I guess we'll see. But I would assume, they're going to do something directly for Aaron Rodgers. And that's probably either going to be offensive line or it's going to be the receiver position, I would think, right? Because you just got the guy. So I would say Quentin Johnston, but I'm telling you, he might frustrate Rodgers if he's there because he's going to give you some ugly drops. So instead, I'm going to go for an offensive lineman at this spot. Brad. I'm going to go Darnell Wright.
Oh.
Yeah. Look. Okay, so I can't think of the guy's, the big dude. I can't think of his name, man. It just hasn't really worked out with injuries and things like that. But to me, Darnell Wright, yes, Becton. Maybe they think guard, but I really think he could stick at right tackle. And this year, when he flipped sides, he was nasty. Like, he played some really good game against some of the best competition, man. Like, the best competition that he faced, I thought he showed up in all of those games that I've went through. And he was just dominant. Like I said, he was dominant against Will Anderson. So let's grab Darnell Wright. I love this. I love the way that this dude plays, man. So there you go. Darnell Wright. Ready now.
I like that pick. Darnell Wright. Hold on. Let me.
We are on to the Patriots.
Let me plug that in. Patriots here.
Yeah.
I'm taking Lucas Van Ness here.
Ooh, that was quick. Are you sure about that?
I am.
Okay. I like this. I like this fit because his versatility in that Patriots defense. Yeah, they might just put him over a tackle, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not even have him play edge and stand up. Like, and that could be the best fit. I really thought when I was watching him, honestly, because all the pass downs, they just put him over the center of the guards. Okay, Iowa State. If you watch him play Iowa State, it was disgusting. Like, he was just destroying them on the inside. Yeah, that's nice for the Patriots, man. That's a really nice pick there. He's probably, and again, I think the reasons that I said I think Dan Campbell would like him for all the special teams and all those little things that he does. He's young, like that. The Patriots would love. I think all the character here was probably going to check out easily. All right, we're on to the Packers. Yeah, they're a mess. It don't matter. Hey, they might take quarterback here. Give him Tanner McKee. I mean, I don't know. Look, all right.
I think it's Quentin Johnston.
They do need a receiver, right? I mean, they have the new quarterback segment. The receiver now, Christian Watson's a dog. He turned out to be a dog last year, right? We saw that. Those old receivers that they brought in last year, yeah, that's not the future, So they got Toure over there as well. Again, I'm with you with thinking that they need a receiver. Quentin Johnston, though, or I honestly, tight end could come into play here. I think tight end could come into play too. Ooh, who do I want to? You know what?
Or Jordan Addison.
I'm trying to think through the Packers here. What do I like it? I think in terms of just step in and play right now, Jordan Addison might be the pick here. Because on like Zay Flowers, more of a movable piece, but I don't know if he's the fit for what the Packers are looking for. I like the way Kincaid plays, man. I was watching him today. I'm gonna go Jordan Addison, pick 15 to the Packers, man. You know, because I feel like you're getting like day one ready, and I think too that having Christian Watson, like it would be cool with Quentin Johnston, but you wouldn't have to like. Christian Watson's rack is a big part of his game. His ability to take the top off, his build, his size, his speed. And again, at a lighter top end, especially for guys that can play on the outside, Addison, 5'11", but he can actually play on the outside. I think schematically that may be a really good pairing to him. Quentin Johnston feels, I want to say they're the same, but it's kind of like, okay, maybe this is, and again, you don't love his hands. So why would I do that for Jordan Love? I don't know why I do that. So I'm gonna go receiver. I'm gonna go Addison. You like him too, I know that.
So do you want to go Washington because you're taking pick 18? Go Washington,
gotcha.
And then I'll go Pittsburgh because you're taking pick 18.
Okay, no, I didn't notice that. Okay, okay. Do we want to go?
My bad. I mean, because
you good, man. Let me think this out a little bit. So, I think at this point, I'm trying to think through all their cornerbacks on their roster. I can't think through all of them right now. Do you have that? Let me get their roster real quick, just to make sure I'm making the right pick. Yeah. I'm trying to remember their corners.
Who do they have at corner?
Yeah, man. You know Washington, man. I mean, they're gonna go roll with Howell. I don't think they're gonna not roll with him. It just feels like the kind of thing that coach would do. He said it. He's gonna.
They should. I like Howell.
That's your boy. He's gonna go with it. He's gonna go with it this year.
I like Howell.
Me remind myself because this could be the spot for that. Yeah, I mean, let me see. At cornerback, what are we looking at? Yeah, Kendall Fuller, Curl. I didn't think it was great. They got Cam Dantzler over there. That's not great, man. That's not great. They could use a lot of things. The interior of this offensive line, they could use that too. They got Cosme at guard. That interior could use it. When we look at who's there, I'm gonna give them Witherspoon, man. I think to that, based on having Fuller there, I think Fuller could be a really good mentor to his skill set. Yeah, like he could help him a ton because he's a big time playmaker. So he could be a really good and we know Fuller can do a lot of stuff off and in zone. So I think that'd be a really good like guy to work to learn from for a year. Yeah.
Okay, I like that pick. So I got Pittsburgh now. Oh shoot. Pittsburgh, I think they lost Sutton. They also lost Edmonds, their safety. I'm thinking either Joey Porter here because their dad was that makes all sense, pro man. Rush end.
Makes
also, I'm thinking Brian Branch here too.
Yeah,
safety, roll down in the box. I think this pick is going to be Joey Porter Jr. right here.
Branch would make a ton of sense, I think, too. I think those are two.
Or could it be offensive tackle though? Because that offensive line is buns. I mean, like, is this where Paris Johnson goes? You know what I mean? Like,
this would be a time, right? I got Najee over there.
Got ties with Joey Porter. You could get Brian Branch, who can play in the box.
Do you have their corners in front of you? Like, who's all at cornerback for them?
I don't. I'm just know they
let
lost
me check
camps.
on it.
Go ahead.
Because
Brian Branch could come in and play some safety, nickel in the box. Brian Branch is a dog to me. I like him. But that offensive line is just so bunched where I think it is time for Paris Johnson to get taken.
Their offensive line is Dan Moore, I think Western Michigan there. They got Somolau, I think that's how you say his name. They got Mason Cole at center, James Daniels at right guard, Okafor at right tackle.
Yeah, Charles, I want to see your mock draft, bro. I did call you out. I threw you out there, baby. I need to see your mock. Send it into the email. And the link.
They got Witherspoon, Pat Pete. They got Levi Wallace. Yeah, they're probably not. They may not have to go corner here. They could for future.
Pat P's a 1 year.
Yeah, he's right now only, right? I could see
that offensive line is buns.
Yeah.
They need to protect Kenny Pickett. It's Paris Johnson.
Paris Johnson. Where is he at? Here we go.
Dun 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 dun. Lions on the clock. Pick 18. Dose.
Whoa,
what you gonna do? Hey Charles, the link is the email is in the description, bro. We doing a mock for mock. We grading everybody mocks on Monday. Everybody sending a mocks, please. The what we're using is PFN, Pro Football Network, to keep it fair because they have a free simulator. Charles, just to let you know, yeah, and I did call you out because I want to see your mock, bro. You always in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what you thinking, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna grade everybody. Everybody's gonna grade, and it's gonna be a tournament style up until the draft.
I love it, man. So yeah. Now the only thing I would wonder there about Kansas City's Zach's to Pittsburgh is size for sure. I know they like to run kind of an old school front, so I'd wonder about that a little bit, but that puts us at 18, man. And you guys,
I see him more as a 4-3. A 4, I see him as a 3 technique, not really like a 5.
He can't. I don't think he could sit at a 5.
So
no.
I think he's not fit well for a 3-4 defense. He could, but I see him flourishing more in a 4 D lineman front.
He got to be just straight up field. I mean, everything's got to be like this with him. Otherwise, you might have some problems.
All right. What we got here? Pick 18. Dose, you on the clock. Be ready for your post interview.
We just trying to take it through, man. We
make sure y'all have y'all questions for Dose because y'all was eating me up for taking Jalen Carter at 6 when we killed 2 stones with 1 bird. Everybody was, you know what I mean?
You killed 2 stones with 1 bird.
2 stones with 1 bird getting Jalen Carter. Best player available, damn near the best player in the draft, and we hit a need, which is a 3 technique. But I got 8 up.
So disclosure here. Me and Brad were talking about this, and again, this is a predictive mock. This is not just here's how I do it. Right. This is our
what we want.
Right. This is our first edition of predicting. So I was telling Rad this. I really think that it makes a ton of sense, and we can really dive into this when I think you look at in terms of who's the need of the team, what premium positions are going to be free agents next season, right? What opportunity you have because you gained the 6th pick from the Rams, which ultimately, as you see, turned into our biggest need at defensive tackle here. And so, as I was saying earlier, is when you look across this roster, what position could you say, dang, that needs a starter, right? I think tight end. I think defensive tackle. Outside of that, you could argue you're all right. You're all right in terms of starters right now. Now, the future, there's questions. So, because of that, because of the situation, because of who's available at the spot, you get the 5th-year option. I've even heard the comparisons. I've heard the comparisons that have been brought up to Teddy Bridgewater, which I was telling Brad about from a former GM. And I think, bringing in Teddy Bridgewater, I think a big part of that would be what he could do for the young guy. We were saying this yesterday. It gives you potential leverage here. And I don't think the Lions are going to get this opportunity in the next couple of years unless they somehow grab another first. So, again, predicting, we'll go Hendon Hooker at pick 18. I don't think this is crazy, Chad. You can say it's crazy because it's a quarterback. And, look, as a big golf guy, I don't think it's a shock. I really don't think this would be a big shock to me because, again, it just makes all the sense in the world. I think it really does. You got to teams love that 5th-year option. And I didn't even we always talk about it, Red, but if you really think about it, 2 things here. Number one, when I was listening to some of these, GMs talking about this, the emphasis that they put on getting that. Like when you see a team move up, they don't move up in round 2 to grab a quarterback. That doesn't happen. All right. Tell me the last time you saw a team move up in round 2 to grab a quarterback. They don't do it. They move up to end of round 1 to do it. So if this could come in and move back, sure. But I think the 5th-year option, super important. Because also look at the Lions situation. Goff's going to be the guy for at least the next 2 years, right? So even if you decided to go that route after the next 2 years, you might only have 2 years left on the guy's deal, and you don't want to be in that spot with another option on top of that. So Hendon Hooker at 18, man. Brad, put me on the spot, man.
No, I don't.
They don't have to feel it. It's a predictive mock.
It is. I mean, you know what? I think it makes sense after we talk through it. You don't need to put me all the way up there.
I don't know how to put myself up here.
You can pull me up off that.
I really don't know how to, Brett. Oh, here, maybe
I don't think it's a bad pick. There it is. And after everything you just threw out there, it makes a lot of sense, man. Oh, are you holding up the 1?
No, I was trying. That's the.
It makes sense.
Thumbnail of the media presser.
I get what you're saying. I just personally, we're predicting what we think Detroit's going to do.
Yep.
Me, I would probably want a different route. You know that, but I'm not mad at the pick. It makes sense after you broke it down to me like that on the phone. It does make a lot of sense. It's just I would have went a different route, but it's okay. We're not here to draft how we think, what we want. Okay, this is what we think these teams are going to do, and Hendon Hooker, okay.
Yeah, no, I think it makes a ton of sense. And then also on top of that, I think stylistically speaking, I understand he's a little bit of an older quarterback, right? But again, like I was saying, I think they want to have leverage. There's a reason that he brought up that he won't be here for the next 10 years. It's on their mind. It's on their mind. Like, I don't deny that they're not thinking like, oh, hey, maybe we can try to find, like, if it's sitting there, it makes sense, then we do it. If not, then we don't do it. All right, we're not going to trade up for Hendon Hooker, right? But if it's sitting there at 18, maybe we think about it, especially if we can move back and get him. So I think it's clearly on their mind with what they said. And Brad Holmes isn't dumb. Like, we know now how smart Brad Holmes is after these last 2 years of the draft, that he's not looking for just now. He's also looking for the future. We've seen that he's balanced those two. And I don't think this is the type of move that doesn't balance the two. I don't hate Quentin Johnston. I'm not the biggest fan. He's probably not my receiver one. I think his upside's super high, but we got Marvin Jones Jr. You created an opportunity to do this because of where you're at for this upcoming year, starters wise, what you need. And I was telling Brad this, hey, you come into next year and you're as good as we hope we'd be. Let's say we're late 20s, early 30s, and the Lions have their 1 first-round pick. All of a sudden, Marvin Jones is a free agent. Quintez Cephas, I think, is going to become a free agent. Josh Reynolds is a free agent. Khalif Raymond's a free agent. All of a sudden, you're looking at your receiver room. You have Jamison Williams. You might want to sit at number 30 next year and take a receiver.
We got a media. We have a media question.
I'm here for it, man.
We have a media question. You want to put the media?
Which one is it? Oh, here.
So Mr. Holmes. Critics have really panned this selection as short-sighted. When can we expect Hooker to be ready to play? And will Tennessee's simplified college offense hinder his growth of a 26-year-old QB?
Yeah, well, we're not answering questions today, so you guys can just ask us about free agency. No, I think first off, okay, second part of that I want to hit on first, right, is the second part you said about Tennessee's simplified offense. You got to keep in mind where Goff came from. Goff came from Cal, who changed to their air raid system, did a lot of RPO work. It wasn't the most complicated offense that he was running either, but I think it's more about the traits that it's about the traits that we fell in love with when Jared Goff came out for LA as well. You know, the toughness, willing to stand in the pocket, the third level accuracy that he has, his ability to sense pressure and take care of the football when pushing the ball downfield, right? I think that's what we understood at the time. It didn't have to be the most complex offense. And then to your first point of the question, when can we expect him to play? He'll play when Jared Goff gives us a reason for him to play, meaning that Jared Goff he's the quarterback now. He's the quarterback of the future until something comes up, whether that's his contract is up or he hasn't earned that spot. But as of now, he's earned that spot. He's the guy. He'll be the guy for the next 2 years. We plan to win Super Bowls with him. And when that time comes, we'll cross that bridge, but we'll have an option.
I have a follow-up question. So you said he'll be ready to play when Goff has shown that he's not our starting quarterback anymore or his contract is up. So technically Goff has another 2 years left on his contract.
Yes.
Let's say we don't extend him you guys don't extend him after that. And now we're throwing in another 28-year-old quarterback. So you're not worried about the age of this quarterback? Because I believe Dan Campbell said Goff doesn't have another 10 years in him. And looking at his age,
right.
By the time he's the starter, he's the same age as Jared Goff. Yeah, he's going to be 28.
Well
I'm just saying,
it's fluid, right? It's fluid. No, it's a great question, but at that time, right, Goff will be 30, 31. But again, the fact that we said that is a reason. You know, we said that he said that for a reason. But it's fluid. It's on your mind. You always have to be thinking long term. You got to be thinking short term too. We're in a situation we know we can win right now, but we also got an opportunity because of this Rams pick at 6, where we feel good about the fact that we were able to get and fill our biggest need at the top pick in the draft. So coming back with this pick, we also have to have our eyes on what's potentially heading our way. We understand where the teams that win Super Bowls majority of the time are on rookie deals. And we also understand that Jared Goff winning games, he's going to earn a contract extension. And that could be here, that could be elsewhere. We'll have to see where his priorities are at. But, Brad, let's be real. Whoever asked this question, let's be real. Most quarterbacks that you draft will not work out. So the odds are this pick ain't going to work out anyway. If we're being real, it's not going to work out. But we're taking our swing because that's what good teams do, man. They take their swings, man. So I'm taking my swing. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
I got the Buccaneers pick, right?
Yeah. Wait, hold up. Yep. Yeah, let me get this off the screen. There's a lot going on here. All right, here we go. Buccaneers, man, 19.
I think this is where Cansey comes off the board. Pair him up with Vita Vea on the inside. I'm going to take Cansey right here at pick 19 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, Cansey here. Okay. Have we, real quick, Seattle's made a pick. Yeah, Tyree. I'm pretty sure we. Okay. Elijah Cansey at 19. Seattle's back on the clock. Well, hey, now they're not taking a quarterback. No, but like you said, they hit on the exterior of their offensive line last year. I think when you look at their situation, we like what they have at running back. DK Metcalf, he's going to be there. I think the number 2 receiver, there's potential to add to that. We could also look the tight end routes. But look, man, we got our defensive player. I'm gonna go Quentin Johnston. We're going best player available here. We're gonna stack up this receiver room. We're gonna have our number 2 of the future. Boom, there we go. Geno Smith is the guy. He's the guy. MVP 2023 MVP. There you go.
Quentin Johnson right there.
Quentin Johnson, man. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
You look a little bit confused. I think you were gonna I thought you were gonna take him there.
Oh,
okay.
No,
I got you.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because the DK Metcalf, they got Tyler Lockett.
Right.
You're thinking another big body receiver.
Well, he's a replacement for Lockett soon enough.
Okay. I like that. Okay, so
Lockett has a lot of years left on us. You go ahead, my bad.
With this pick, I'm gonna go Deontay Banks corner for the Chargers here.
Oh, corner. Okay, that's interesting. Chat was thinking receiver at this one, man. So you're gonna have to explain yourself on this one.
I don't think receiver's a dying need. You got Mike Williams, you got Keenan Allen. I mean, health is an issue there, but at that point, with the receivers that's left on the board, who's left? Flowers.
Yeah, Zay
Flowers.
More of a slot, probably.
More of a slot. And that's where Keenan Allen plays. The majority of his snaps are on the slot. So what are you pushing Keenan Allen to the outside?
Hey,
no.
You're the GM, man. I don't know.
You're not doing that.
All right. So
that kid can fly.
Deontay Banks is an athlete, man. That's true. That is true.
I think the Ravens here is taking Joey Porter. This is where Joey Porter goes.
Well, unfortunately, it's not your pick. You know what I mean? So it's just one of these
big physical long corner. I think
I got
Joey Porter goes. That's just me.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I think receiver has to be thought of though. It has to. I mean, look, they want Lamar back. I know they just signed Odell, but to what they have, Rashad Bateman coming back from an injury,
Flowers could fit here. Flowers could fit here in the slot
at 22. The over/under for receivers, by the way, is set at 2.5 for this year's draft. Chat, let us know over/under. What are you taking? What do you think it's over or under?
Flowers could fit here. I like that.
I think for receiver, I guess in this case we're going over. But yeah, I think the Ravens are handling the situation fine, in my opinion. I think they were like, hey, test the market, see what you want. I mean, we're gonna put the tag on you. It's all right to put the tag on you. If someone wants to take him, they can do that. But at the same side, you also know Odell's only on a 1-year deal. Rashad Bateman's dealing with injuries. I get on paper it may look better, but man, they could still use some weapons there. Their tight ends are already loaded. Maybe even running back if Bijan's here. I don't know, but yeah, man, he could play with all of them when healthy.
Okay, this pick here, there's two people that comes to mind with Minnesota. The Joey Porter pick for sure, because they need cornerback help. Bam, they get Joey Porter Jr. there. I think that's the route I'm gonna go. But I also believe Drew Sanders could go here, because many years ago they drafted a guy named Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr was a 6'4", 6'5" defensive end coming out of UCLA. He didn't play off-ball linebacker in college. They moved him to off-ball linebacker when he got to Minnesota, and everybody knows Anthony Barr had a lot of good years for Minnesota. Let's be honest. Had a lot of good years. He was good at blitzing, things like that. Wasn't the best tackler, but he developed into a solid tackler. You get your Drew Sanders, Now you were because they did lose Kendricks. Kendricks went out to the Chargers.
That defense needs some work, man.
And everybody is falling in love with Drew Sanders. Okay. Now, Joey Porter probably would be the safer pick here, but let's not get it twisted. They do need a linebacker, and they have done this before where they've got a 6'4", 6'5", ex-defensive end player and pushed him off ball. So I could see Drew Sanders, like if the board played out like this, I wouldn't be like surprised if they took him. To be real, I really wouldn't be surprised if this is how the board truly played out, because they have done that before where they've taken a defensive end and converted him to off ball. But with that said, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only question I wonder with Porter is scheme figure. I think he's full press man, and I think he could play zone underneath, but I wonder about scheme figure. I think your Drew Sanders one's interesting because he's a crazy good pass rusher. So you could even just have him do that. I know they've had injuries there too.
And that's where I was gonna go that pick. I was gonna go Drew Sanders, to be real. Because they did.
Oh, gotcha. Ooh, would O'Connell take a linebacker though in the first round? Last time he was part of that, man. I don't think it went that well.
And who's their D coordinator?
It looks like Brian Flores.
Oh, if they got Drew Sanders,
Brian Flores is
that true? Because he does blitz a lot. And what do you think you're getting out of him?
He is the Vikings defense coordinator. Yep.
Drew Sanders is the pick.
I love that. That's a good fit, man.
Drew Sanders.
That's a great fit. Good work, Brad. I like that. That was money.
Why, thank you. You know, I can pull a rabbit out of a hat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I can kill 2 rocks with 1 bird.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, and yeah, maybe Joey Porter would have fit better. I didn't even realize that was their defensive coordinator. Maybe Joey Porter could have fit too, but I like Drew Sanders there, man. That's good too. All right, who we at? Jacksonville.
Anthony Barr.
Look, man, they're tight end.
Porter could fit because Flores does run man, so I think he could fit there. To be honest, either way, you could go Porter. But I also think they could go Drew Sanders. Man, they need a new linebacker. He's an attacking linebacker. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm thinking about this one because I know they got Evan Ingram. I personally am not like
where we at?
Guy.
Jacksonville.
We're Jacksonville. I mean, they could use pass pro, but I ain't trying to reach on this pick. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not the biggest Evan Ingram guy, but he's still there. So I don't know if you want to draft a tight end on top of that for this offense. So offensive line seems to make the most sense.
I think they're taking Anton Harrison. I think they're taking Harrison because they did just lose Taylor to the Kansas City. They lost their tackle to Kansas City.
They got Cam Robinson and they got Walker Little over there from Stanford. But you might be right.
They did get Walker Little, or it could be Osiris. It could be
I feel like
buddy from Florida.
To take Torrance. I think they'd be reaching.
It'd be Torrance.
I'm gonna go Broderick Jones, Georgia. They want to protect him, man. That's their guy.
Okay, I like that pick. I like that pick. I do. Okay, sorry. I'm just following along over here on my iPad too. My bad. Giants. Let's see. Okay. Receiving core is terrible. But the top receivers are gone. At that point, I feel like you're reaching for a receiver.
Wait, what is their receiving core? Yeah, you looking at it?
I don't know. I mean, you got to think they gave up Buddy to Kent. Tony's gone. All I know is they got Sterling Shepard. Kenny Galladay's a free agent. They did release Kenny Galladay, right? Let me make sure of that.
They don't have.
I know they was in talk.
Yeah.
Now they do need some safety help also.
Give him a quarterback, man.
I'm going Brian Branch. Yep, there. Oh, okay. They already the chat said Branch. Brees is not going. I'm going Brian Branch right here for the Giants. He's a dog. I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that's your dude, man.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, that's your dude. That makes sense.
You got the Cowgirls.
This is kind of whack, to be honest with you, man. I had the Cowgirls here.
I know. I think it's Dalton Kincaid here.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's Kincaid. Because they lost their tight end, and they like to build that offense. Don't pick because of me. No, I'm just talking. I'm talking through it.
Yep.
Or we talked about this earlier. Michael Mayer, good run blocking. He gets open, not uber athletic.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of Jason Witten.
I even think Luke Musgrave would be in play because he's coming off the injury. The Cowboys aren't afraid to do that. He might have been the top tight end if he played more than 2 games. Right? He's not the blocker like you're saying, like Michael Mayer is, but I think he's more well-rounded probably than Kincaid. Like Kincaid, to me, is just a move blocker. Now, I like how he plays, but you put him in line, you're gonna have big time issues. So I wonder about that a little bit because I don't think they're gonna flex out their tight end all the time. That's not how the Cowboys do it. So I understand your Michael Mayer one. Brian Brzee, I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going. Brisse's not going first round. Yeah, he might not. I mean, look, that man. Someone's got to be willing to just bet that they can get him out. He did not look the same in 2022. Like he looked way better in 2021. You're betting on the athlete there, I think, a little bit. His film's not impressive from this past year for a first round guy, if I'm being honest, man. I didn't think he was that impressive. I think tight end makes sense here, but again, the Cowboys could go with that route with Brian because that feels like a tight end's that feels like a Cowboys kind of move. I don't know if I like tight end at this spot, man. I'm trying to think Mike McCarthy, what he would do here. Let's see. Man. Nah, I couldn't do that with what they have. Because they got Lawrence and they have Micah still under contract. Yeah. I think tight end is the move, man. I think tight end's the move, and I don't think it'd be Kincaid, so I'm going to go Luke Musgrave. I'm going to go Cowboys shotgun take Musgrave.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yup. Oh. Yeah, we mixing it up.
Over Kincaid and Mayer. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yup.
Okay.
Red, you were about to take him?
Okay. No, I wasn't about to take him. I'm just
not a hater.
I don't know.
I think he might be the best tight end in the class. Upside wise. Okay. I don't think Kincaid is a Cowboys pick because I don't think you want him in line.
Okay. All right. Who I got? Buffalo.
Man.
What's Buffalo?
I think I listed to a 1 knee. That's crazy. It says DB. That's so tough.
Is that Joey Porter?
Hey,
I'm trying to think through. I know I'm trying to think through.
Yes. Wait, who are you on right now? Buffalo?
The Buffalo Bills. I think it's Joey Porter time.
Well, it could be running back time. And maybe it's receiver time. I mean, I understand they got Gabe Davis. I guess who's available would make sense, but I don't think Gabe Davis is
looking at what's available. It's out of Joey Porter. I don't see Buffalo drafting Gibbs. They just don't hand the ball off to their running backs enough to use a first round pick. I could go pass rush here.
Hey, man. Well, let's look at their cornerbacks, man. If you look at their corners, they got Tre'Davious White, right? We know that. But outside of that, Dane Jackson's their 2. We saw last year. That's not great. Kyer Elam was a high pick, so maybe Christian Benford. I mean, maybe Kyer Elam takes that step. I mean, I could see how they would pass on it with him. Long corner as well.
I think it's Joey Porter. Joey Porter's the pick.
That's the pick? Confirmed?
Joey Porter's the pick.
Okay, there he goes.
Cincy's picks got to be Osiris Tom. It has to be Buddy from Florida here.
It might be too early, man.
They're taking an offensive lineman. You got to think.
Bengals trying to invest in this offensive line. You think they'll go back on offensive line again?
They keep investing in it. I mean, they got their left tackle.
Right.
Jonah wants to get traded. They're talking about La'el Collins is about to bump in, and he's hurt all the time. I'm just saying. I feel like Bengals.
They got Jonah Williams.
He did it for the Cowgirls. Collins did. Jonah Williams wants to get traded. They're going to move Jonah Williams. Like, he's going to be gone.
Oh, you think so?
Now, they do need a tight end because they did lose Hayden Hurst.
Mm-hmm. They could use that. They've tried to get some tight ends. They just haven't hit on them.
This could either be Mayer. I think it could be Mayer or an offensive lineman.
And you think about the production that they've got when they've had tight ends, man. They've gotten some play. I feel like when they've had dog tight ends, they've been super impactful. Like even I think it was Uzama was pretty good there when he was just healthy. I'm trying to think what. I think you're right about offensive line, but I'm kind of feeling tight end, man, to be honest with you. I get it. I mean, look, I'm looking at the offensive line, right? So they got Cordell Volson at left guard from North Dakota State.
Okay.
Orlando Brown left tackle, right? We got Ted Karras from New England at center now. Alex Kappa at right guard. But they also have Lyle Collins, like you said. They got some names, man. They got Jackson Carman in there. They got Hakeem Adeniji. Like, let's go with the playmaker. Let's go with the playmaker at tight end. Let's put up some points. Now the question is who. I kind of feel like they'd. Ooh. I'll go Kincaid here. I'll go Kincaid goes here. You know, they get him on the move a little bit. I really like him on screens, especially as a blocker. So, yeah, we'll go Kincaid. I think he's a middle field guy.
You would Kincaid over Mayer?
Yeah, more
Okay.
I guess receiving. I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mayer is available, Joshua.
Saints.
The team's athletic though. I know that. He's a backup, but he's athletic.
This is probably where I could see Brissett going. Saints, they need D-line help. They lost Buddy to Minnesota on the edge. Davenport, I don't think he was an okay edge. I don't think he was that good, but he still has some upside. Quarterback situations should be intact. They got a really good receiving core. I'm sorry, I'm just talking through it.
You're good because remember they
Tell me about some key losses.
well, I'm trying to think. Didn't they lose or did they re-sign the dude for this? I can't think of his name. Oh gosh, hold up. Let me look it up real quick because I can't think of it.
I know Honey Badger's there. They just brought in somebody else with the Saints too. I can't.
Did they re-sign the 3 tech they had last year? That's what he's like. Oh my gosh, what was his name? Let me just look it up. Chat, you guys may know. You don't know what I'm talking about.
It could be Emmanuel Forbes here too.
Anyamata, he's gone. Oh yeah, I think defensive tackle makes sense. Anyamata's gone.
Anyamata's gone.
Yeah, because he was their 3, and I could see Brian because of his size why they would think he'd fit. I mean, I could see that, and if they've taken some projects, like Davenport was a project they traded
Davenport definitely, and they traded up for Davenport. Remember, they moved up to get that kid, so I could see Brian going here. Brissett. Emmanuel Forbes pairing him up with Lattimore or guard, offensive line, protect your investment in Carr. You know what?
Popping.
Let's go, Brissett.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Oh man, we only got 2 picks left.
And this is where the Eagles take offensive guard. They lost their offensive guard. They're taking Torrance here, Osiris Torrance.
Isn't that kind of wild that their top needs listed as receiver? Like that feels kind of crazy.
That's off to me because I don't get it. You have 2 good receivers.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
I don't see how that's a need. I mean, it could be depth. We don't know their depth because we don't follow the Eagles. It could be because of depth, but I mean, you give me AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I feel like my team's in good shape.
Yeah, because they got Quez Watkins over there too, so maybe they're talking more slot. I guess I don't know. That seems kind of wild to me. Could see, look, if he was there, they're the team that picked up Terrell Edmonds. They would be interesting, I think, for Brian Branch if he was still there. I don't know if I like Torrance this hot, man. I mean, I'm really thinking edge rusher here because they got Brandon Graham, right? He came back, I think, on a 1-year deal. He's probably just too small. That's the issue, though. He's not really a 4-3 guy. I think he's got to play stand-up, so he feels like he's too small, but
that's him and Will McDonald. Will McDonald's a dog.
He is, and he's actually played inside of tackles. I could see him fitting here.
Will McDonald's a dog, bro.
Is it?
They got Hassan Reddick already coming off that edge too. Remember,
Yeah.
But like Will McDonald's a savage, bro.
That feels like it might be overkill. Then if I did that, if I gave them another pass rusher, that would feel like a lot. That would feel like a lot, right? What are you thinking, man? You thinking interior offensive lineman? Because you look at it, they got
Mailata. They lost Buddy. I think they lost. No, they don't have Mailata no more.
No, I know what you're saying. They lost. No, they lost their center, right? Or
no, Kelsey's coming back.
They lost their guard, and they pushed Cam Jurgens to guard now.
And they lost their guard.
He did that last year. He played guard last year. Landon Dickerson's still there. I think it's because Jason Kelsey. I think he's only back on like a 1-year deal, so that could be more of like a future thing. I mean, they could take the top center here. I feel like in Schmitz. Ryan, I don't know if he'd start.
Check the chat. Ryan's got a good point too. Go get that workout warrior.
That could be an interesting fit, man. That could be a really interesting fit, man. I like that.
I would agree with you, Charles. I'd agree with you. Charles also said he emailed. He sent in 2 mocks.
Oh, okay. Do I like him around 1? Not really.
Hey, make sure y'all sending those mocks. We having a mock off. Mock madness.
Mock madness, man. I don't know where to go with this one.
Madness.
I don't know what this one, man. Like if I was taking best player, dude, man. hold on. Let me think about this. No, shit. I think that'd be crazy, man. If I went tight end here, that'd be a little crazy, right? Putting that on top of Dallas Goedert, that'd be a. I don't know, man. I think what they have, man. Let's. Woo! I don't know. Chad, what are y'all feeling with this one?
I think it's guard. I really think it's guard. Protect the investment.
Like the easiest fit, right? It feels like the
continue to try to have one of the top offensive linemen in the league. You just drafted Bijan Robinson with the 10th pick.
I like Nolan Smith, William. I like it for the Lions too because I think he plays the run really well. I just don't think he's a fit for Philly, really. I don't think he's got to play like to me like an outside linebacker. He got to stand up. But I love the way that he plays, man. I just don't know if Nolan Smith makes sense though because of what it feels like that'd be a lot, right? You just said it. They have they could do his name, your boy Reddick. The defensive line. I would almost think of more of like a bigger defensive lineman that I could have step in maybe like next year to a bigger role. Nolan Smith isn't that guy.
I think it's Torrance.
Let's do Torrance, man, because I'm not sure where to go with this one. I don't know.
Greasy, yeah, Bijan was picked 10 with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Super Bowl champs. What do the Super Bowl champs need?
Nothing. Receiver, right? They lost Juju to the Patriots. They could probably go anywhere, honestly, man. My man said tackle.
Anton Harrison, yeah, he's still out there. They brought in Taylor from the Jags at offensive tackle. Can anybody think who's their left tackle?
Who? You talking about Jawan Taylor?
Yeah, they brought in Jawan Taylor.
They brought in Jawan Taylor? I didn't even know that.
From the Jaguars.
Oh, that's wild. The left tackle is it's probably gonna be Jawan Taylor.
I'm thinking Nolan. I'm honestly thinking Nolan Smith. I'm thinking Nolan Smith to be real.
I mean, last year, remember they finished up with dude from Purdue. Remember the guy that we talked about?
Who?
Chad, who was it? Big dude from Purdue. I can't think of the guy's name. I don't think he played a ton last. Oh, Karlaftis.
Oh yeah. Karlaftis. That's right.
He was pass rusher. You know they got Chris Jones back over there. They could use it. That'd be kind of nasty. Give him Nolan Smith, man.
I need help, chat. I need help on this. I'm not gonna lie. What are the Super Bowl chips?
Putting Jawan Taylor at right tackle, maybe, and then Anton Harrison, who is like took a big step this last year. Oh, what's that?
All right. They saying Anton Harrison. That's what I was thinking too. They need an offensive lineman. Oh, my mouse is not acting right. Anton, okay.
All right, man. Made a decision. What do we think?
Anton Harrison.
Okay.
Anton Harrison.
Let's do a recap. Yeah, we got 7 rounds of this. So
do a recap.
Popcorn, we rolling, baby. Round 2, we're getting started. Pittsburgh.
I need a recap.
Okay. I wish it would like end. I didn't realize I put it more than one round. That's my fault. I mean, do you want me to like end it really fast? That way I can like.
Oh yeah. We can.
Oh, dude, I did 7 rounds. I think this is gonna take a while. I think to try to end this. I mean, I could try.
No,
but...
it's turbo. Oh, you can't sim
them.
them. Oh my lord.
It's gonna take forever.
Yeah, just let's just go through the recap.
All right. Wait, there's no way to like end it. All right. Here we go. Chat. We're going 7 rounds. All right, Red. Recap this, man. How you feel about? Yeah, hang tight. What's that? I gotta go check out the door.
We got Bryce Young at number 1 to Carolina. As y'all can see, CJ Stroud went pick 2. Detroit tried to call up and get pick 3. They hung the phone up on us, which was wild. Rad Holmes was trying to take Will Anderson, but they hung up the phone. But it's okay. We still got a good defensive player. One of the better players in the draft. 4, Colts needs a quarterback. They go out and get Will Levis. Good. They already have a good offensive line, solid receiving, a hell of a running back. Let's go get your quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback since Andrew Luck's left, and now they're going to hand it over to Will Levis. Seattle went got an edge rusher, Tyree Wilson. And our Detroit Lions killed one bird with 2 stones, or 2 stones with 1 bird. I don't know the saying. Kill one bird. I killed 1 bird with 2 stones. Nah. You killed 2 birds with 1 stone. That's the saying. Killed 2 birds with 1 stone and getting Jalen Carter at pick 6.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Yeah, man.
We're at pick 7. You can go. You can continue now. 7.
Brad just went off the rails on this one.
7.
I took Gonzo. Yeah. Gonzo to LA. To Vegas. Best corner in the draft. You took Miles Murphy. A little shocking there. But...
Edge rusher pushed up in the draft. I think he's a solid edge rusher. Still a project, but they need to create some sacks there in Atlanta.
Okay. I mean, all right. And then we got Skoronski to the Bears, which step in, play. He's ready. He's ready day 1. So you know that. So that's going to be good for them because they need something. I feel like they need an offensive lineman that's you just know what you're going to get regardless.
Right. And that's him. That's him.
Then you took Bijan.
Bijan Robinson picked 10. They needed Miles Sanders is out the door. They want to continue to keep that offense explosive. Why not go get the best offensive player in the draft? Bijan Robinson.
Pick 11. We got Richardson. I think if he's just sitting there, because I could see them preferring to move up for a guy that's more like ready, but they do got Tannehill for 1 more year, so they can make this work.
I like it. Pick 12. You get CJ Stroud with pick 2. You need receivers for him to throw the ball to. Why not go get his college teammate, JSN?
My bad, Red. 1 sec. There we go. All right. And then we have all right, pick 13. Yep, Darnell Wright. I mean, we'll see on this one. This one's going to be interesting. I could see why you wouldn't want to go this way because I think there's questions about his foot quickness for sure. But I saw him handle it against Will Anderson. I mean, there's certain matchups you're going to have to protect him in. But I really feel like he had maybe the best season of any tackle I've seen this past year. Like he was a dog this past season. So It's Robert Saleh, man. All right. The Robert Saleh is bald. Let's start there. Nothing wrong with that. I'm saying he's bald, so you know he's tough. All right. He wants tough dudes. He wants dudes that's going to step in and handle that. Right. No questions asked. That's Robert Saleh pick right there. That's Darnell Wright. All right, Ray. I love this pick by you, by the way, at 14. This is money.
Luka Van Ness, I just think he fits that defensive line mold that the Patriots like. He has position versatility, big body guy. I had to go there for the Patriots.
I like that, man. No, I love it. It's a great fit. Addison at 15. I think they're going to try to support him however they can, right? So, I mean, it could be a different position.
I love this pick. I think this is the best receiver in the draft. Me personally, I think he's ready day one. Go ahead, my bad.
I mean, he's reliable. He's more reliable, I think, than Johnston. I mean, I feel like you could walk away saying you reached if you took a receiver this high, any receiver at this draft. But if you're going to do it, reliability tied with having Christian Watson, who's already the dog, is a deep threat and the rat guy. So this is a good combination, I think, man. And he came back with Witherspoon.
I think you picked the Witherspoon pick.
I took Witherspoon.
So you can go to 18.
Okay, so I came back with Witherspoon. Yeah, man. I mean,
I'm good.
I love the way he plays, man. Like I said, if he was a Lion, I would be great with it. And I think it's the playmaking that they're going to get with him.
Okay. I came back and we know the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is buns.
Oof.
Got the best tackle available in Paris Johnson Jr.
Okay.
Protect their investment in Kenny Pickett.
And Najee Harris, man. They got to get him going.
Yep, got to get Najee going, which was a first-round running back.
Is that your favorite lineman, Paris Johnson? I feel like you talk about him a lot. Is that your?
I think he's a good offensive lineman. I know. I like Buddy from Northwestern. I like him the best.
Hey, they put.
I wouldn't be mad if he ended up with the Lions and we just bump him to guard. I
would too.
I'm not gonna lie. Like
I would be cool with it too.
At 18, we took Peter. I can't pronounce his last name, but
yeah,
if we ended up with him, I'm cool with it. Like I like him. No, he's my favorite lineman.
Okay. Yep. 18, we got Hooker. Again, predictive mock chat. Y'all, you know, that's what this is. Predictive mock.
I'm not mad at that pick. After you talked through it earlier,
it just wouldn't surprise me, man.
It makes some sense. It does make some sense.
You know, I was trying to fall asleep, honestly, and I was like, man, I could if you were asking me, you're like, hey, man, you got to put all the money in your bank to guess on who would be the pick at 18 right now. I'd take Hooker. Is that just a guess? It's how I'm feeling about it, and I think it makes sense based on how the roster's constructed, man. So 19.
This is where Kansas goes. They need an interior pass rusher. I know they do have big Vita Vea. I love me some Vita Vea, but you get a guy that's explosive at that 3 technique, creating some havoc, some pressure. This is where Kansas landed down in Tampa.
At 20, we got Banks. Oh, no, we don't. We got Quentin Johnston. My bad. I'm reading the wrong one. Quentin Johnston at 20, man. Hey, this might feel like a lot with this position, man. I see Locke got a 4-year, $70 million deal, but at some point they're going to get a quarterback, and this will be a nasty combination at receiver for them, man. It feels like a Seattle Seahawk.
I'm not mad at it. It can make some sense.
Yeah.
Banks went to the LA Chargers. Need some cornerback help. And that's where I went with him. Fast, long corner. Speed, baby.
Let me get back over here.
And looking at the needs, there was no receivers enough. Zay Flowers was available. I know they said they had a wide receiver need, but he needs to play in the slot. And Keenan Allen's not moving out of the slot. Linebacker fits. I don't really see them taking linebacker because they drafted Murray out of Oklahoma pretty high a couple years ago, and then you bring in Kendricks from Minnesota. So I had to go Banks.
You know, it's like a lot of fans like Murray over there. I've noticed that a lot of fans like Murray over there. He started to kind of find his way this last year, so I'm with you there. I get that. And then also on top of that, they got Asante Samuel Jr. on the opposite side. I feel like this dude, he's got no limitations to him, especially like considering who they have to play, who they have to deal with over there. But the Raiders still got Devontae, so there you go. 20 till then 22, we got Zay Flowers, Baltimore. Load up that receiver room, tight ends. They got weapons, man. I know, they keep going back to it. I know they've missed, but I feel like they got weapons, man. They got weapons over there now. So Lamar, just play, man. Just play for him. You got your slot.
23, I went Drew Sanders. They just lost Kendricks. I didn't even know Brian Flores was the D coordinator, but then once they said that, I was definitely going to take the pick. And I mean, it was between him and Joey Porter. I went Drew Sanders just because many years ago, they took a 6'5" defensive end out of UCLA and named Anthony Barr, and he played very well with them. I see similar mode, good blitzer, things like that. Need to replace Kendricks. Go get Drew Sanders.
Yeah, no, I like that, man. I mean, you made it make so much sense there. I love that. I love the fact that he's the first linebacker off too, man. Yeah, that we protected Trevor Lawrence here at the tackle.
Good pick,
I feel like they've invested big time over the weapons over the last year, so this makes sense.
Brian Branch, my one of my favorite players in the draft. I think the Giants got a good player at pick 25. They needed safety help, as you can see there. You had a guy that can play in the box, nickel, and roll back some if need be. I like Brian Branch a lot.
Luke Musgrave, man, I'm telling you,
first tight end off the
board. He might be
the
best tight end. I mean, he might be the best tight end. He just only played 2 games, but we've seen the Cowboys take players with injuries coming out. Like you said, they lost their tight end this offseason. He was a huge part of that offense, man. So, and I feel like, again, this guy can play in line and he can, split out and catch it. He's really good with the ball in his hand. So, Musgrave.
Okay. I doubled back with Joey Porter to the Bills. This is where Joey Porter comes off the board.
And then we got Kincaid. Hey, you remember they drafted Drew Sample, man? I mean, that didn't do much. They've been trying to hit on tight ends, man. So now they got that. I feel like when you think about their roster, they could use this at middle field. Someone that's just dominant in the middle of the field there. Take someone's attention. So there you go, Kincaid.
I like it.
I
think either him or an offensive lineman there wouldn't have been bad. So I do like that. Brisset, they needed a D tackle help. We found out that they did just lose their 3 technique. He could possibly be that for them, give them some type of interior push, pass rush. This is what we're predicting they're going to do. This isn't what I think. I don't think he's going to be a first round pick. I'm throwing that out there again, but I went with Brian Brisset.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. And I always like there's certain teams like Saints, that like why Mozzie Smith is being talked about, they don't bring in guys that are 280 and put them at DT. You know what I mean? So I feel like schematically speaking, I can understand why this would make more sense to them. Even though it's not there now, like you said, they drafted up for Davenport, wasn't all there. And he has all the measurables. Then we got Osiris Torrance. This is your boy. All right, you want him at 6. So,
I don't want him at 6, but man, look, bro, we're building something special in the offensive line, and I want to just continue to build it. And we have guards. None of our starting guards are under contract next year. So, but go ahead. No, I like this. I think this is a good pick. They lost their offensive guard. I think he's a dang good guard. And following up with that 10th pick of Bijan, let's get it going. Continue to protect your investment in Hurts and now your investment in Bijan Robinson. My bad. I know that was your pick.
I honestly didn't. I thought that was yours. My bad. That's my fault.
Me and the chat picked Harrison, the Super Bowl champs. We picked that pick together because they do need some more offensive line help, and why not protect the guy, the best quarterback in the NFL, and Patrick Mahomes. So there you go, solid tackle. I think we did a heck of a job. Look,
this is pretty good.
We're gonna have a 2.0 coming soon next week, anyways. That was good. That was good. I don't know. That was good.
I feel like
I'm serious.
Running it back a second time would be nice because I'll know more about the teams. That's the biggest thing. I got to learn more about these teams. Really have a good feel.
Right.
But I feel like this is a good starting point because now we kind of get a sense of where a lot of these teams.
But it's not even bad though. I don't think some of them were really off the wall. We talked through some of the picks that was kind of off the wall, but we talked through it and it made sense when you talk through it.
The big thing is, man, can we predict who actually goes round 1? Not really where, but just which players get in there. And I think a lot of these make sense. Man. I can see all these guys being worthy of a first round pick, especially your boy Brian Branch. I can see him even going higher than that. But I think for that team with their new coaching staff, that's the kind of guy you want back there, man. Even Jabril Peppers was over there. Yeah, so this is it, man. This is our predictive mock 2 weeks out for the NFL. We will come back Monday, do one for the Lions, 7 rounds specifically. Predictive. we're gonna continue to do just our mock drafts. We've done like 5 of them now. Well, I've done like 5. I think I've done 2 or 3 with Brad. So we got like 5 mock drafts on this channel. If you guys want to check them out, we're just drafting different players. And this was our first one where it's just full on prediction with no trades. You all got to keep that in mind too. There's no movement, so it's like for certain guys, you kind of have to take them where you are because you didn't move. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man.
All right, y'all.
Hit on, or you good?
Nah, just make sure y'all send in those mocks. And y'all be easy. Thanks for tapping in. Make sure you hit that on the way out. Hit that on the way out. You dig? Y'all have a beautiful day. Stay blessed. And God is good.
Man, I appreciate y'all coming in, man. My bad, Red. That was bad time with the Indian. I appreciate
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, baby.
Oh, send her mock. Did you say that? Send the mocks in?
I said send the mocks.
PFN. Pro Football
send
Network.
PFN.
All right.
Yeah.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.